Hello, my name is Sunshine Tarot, and today we're going to do a reading on Sarah Baartman. In case you don't know who she is a woman from South Africa who was captured by Europeans in 1700s, and she was basically sold as a stripper. And she died very early. I think she was 27 from an STD because she was, being prostituted to Europeans. Today I'm going to channel her energy. Okay, I have some questions for her, and maybe she'll just come in here and say what she has to say, or maybe she'll just, communicate to us through the cards. But I want to be as respectful as possible. Um, so, my first question is, what is the energy surrounding Sarah Baartman right now? I want to say her real name, but I can't pronounce it. Of course, she was South African, and so acronyms and not acronyms, but like, just pronunciation of the names were different. Where's the okay? Where's the current energy surrounding Sarah Baartman right now? Y'all saw that? She wants to talk. She wants to talk. Push and pull love spread. Interesting. Okay. My memories of you were haunting me. I do care for you deeply, but I'm scared you want too much. One more. Oh, I'm not gonna take these. One more. What is Sarah Baartman's energy right now? Y'all, I'm feeling a lot of pain. I'm sorry for breaking your trust. Exactly. There's a lot of sorrow in this energy check. A lot of sorrow, a lot of grief. Regret. Not regret. It's more of like a shame. There you go. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, she was captured when she was really young, and I honestly feel like she grew accustomed to what was happening to her as she grew older, and I honestly feel like she gave up hope. Did she want to be subjected to this lifestyle? No. But I feel like they were telling her things, kind of breaking her down, her faith in a sense where nobody cares about you, nobody's looking for you, we're all that you have, nobody cares about you. And she felt that. It's not only she was believing what she was being told, but it was their actions. So it was easier for her to believe these things that she was told. And about when it comes to her, and I'm literally almost about to cry, about when it comes to who she was and what her purpose was. A lot of pain, a lot of sorrow, grief. She grieved her parents. She grieved what she knew, and they kind of told her, like, let go of that. Maybe not directly like in those words, but more so their actions. She's stressing actions. And I feel like they promised her things and they didn't keep their promise, and that hurt her too. I don't know what her zodiac sign is. I don't think anyone does. But I'll ask, using the tarot, like, what her approximate zodiac sign was, but I feel like she was very sensitive girl. And she wouldn't have thought something like this would happen to her. She wouldn't have thought. being captured, I mean, and being sold as a sex object. I want to say this feels very, she might have been a water sign, honestly. This feels very Piscean, you know? I could be wrong, honestly, but her energy feels very Piscean and it feels very, I don't, she doesn't give me Cancer vibes. She doesn't give me Scorpio vibes. She gives me very much Pisces energy. I don't know why. That doesn't necessarily mean that's her zodiac. I mean, that's her sun sign. It could be her moon sign. And she operated mostly out of her, well, I mean, given the situation, I feel like she was operating mostly out of her moon energy. Um, very, very, very emotional, very sensitive young lady. Very sensitive. And she wasn't above showing that sensitive side of herself either, even when she was being captured. And a person like me, whereas yes, I'm very much so a it is what it is type of girl, but at the same time, I honestly feel like would I have given up hope? Maybe. Would I have handled the situation that she was in differently? Yes, I would have. I would have very much had a more harder exterior, but she very much wore her heart on her sleeve, and she trusted them. I don't know why, but she did. And when they didn't keep their promises, such as I feel like they were saying like, oh, if you do this, we're, well, I don't think they outright said we're gonna let you go if you do this. I honestly feel like they promised her things to make her experience less burdening, and they didn't keep their promises. This hurt her like really bad. Like this really made her feel so sad, and I feel like she internalized this. That's her energy right now. Very interesting energy check, but I honestly feel like this isn't her. I guess you could say she is recollecting the past or like what happened to her in that lifetime, but she's still not over it. That's the thing. It's like she's still suffering. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of grief. There's a lot of sorrow. There's a lot of shame in how her life went and how she handled it. And I feel like maybe she's learning how to develop a more tough exterior in another, realm, another dimension. Her soul, I mean, but at the same time, it's just very, I don't want to call her gullible, but this feels like very gullible energy. She wore her heart on her sleeve. She trusted people very easily. And I understand she was a child. And when she was captured, I think she was captured at what, 16? I hear 15. 15, 16. She didn't know any better. And I don't think, again, restating, she didn't think this was going to happen to her. And I don't think her family kind of equipped her into, saying like, you can't trust everyone. You can't, you have to have boundaries. You have to, kind of be tough, tough in a sense. And she wasn't equipped to handle a situation like this. And so of course, as a child, you don't know any better. And so as time progresses, it's like she grew accustomed to this. She, she already could expect them not keeping their promise. You know what? And I honestly feel like, scratch that. I honestly feel like she kept faith alive. She was like, okay, maybe one day, they'll kind of take my feelings into consideration as well. I'm being drawn back to that incident that I read on Wikipedia about where she didn't want to go to England, and she refused to go to England, and they kept, persisted. They kept making her go. And so until she finally gave in and said, what, I'll go. And, they said that it's kind of it's kind of unclear whether she chose to go to England willingly or not. But I think she did. She willingly chose to go. And so that's her current energy right now, you guys. She's very much so. She's regretful. There's a lot of sorrow. There's a lot of pain in this energy check. so sorry, Sarah. What's the energy surrounding you being taken to Europe? She likes this deck a lot. I was gonna pull the tarot, but she wanted me to keep this one. Some of the cards are messed up because I had freaking a lot of Florida water on my hands, and I was putting it on the cards, and then I put my cards up, and they all stuck together. And so when I tried to use my cards again, that's why some of them look like this. When I tried to use my cards again, all of them were stuck, most of them were stuck together. And then I pulled them apart, and some of them turned out like this. So yeah, that's why they're like this. I'm working on getting new ones. Dun, 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 dun. Hope you can forgive me. Alrighty. What was the energy surrounding you going to Europe? Okay, sis, girl. I don't know what I want. I think that's very self-explanatory. I've never felt anything like this before. I get triggered at the thought of you. I might be running, but my soul wants you only. I don't know what to say to you. So, like I said before, this kind of restating what I just said in the energy check. I feel like her soul is harboring these memories, and I feel like it was a very pivotal point in the time of her life when she had to go to Europe. That's when shit started to hit the fan. I honestly feel like things got worse, or maybe that's where they kidnapped her and took her to. Duh. um, but again, she was a child when this happened, and so she didn't know any better. With this "I don't know what I want" card, that's very self-explanatory. This energy is very straightforward. It's just she had no idea, and I feel like there's a sense of her capturers. There's a sense of easing when it comes to them handling her. You know, like kind of like coming off as very nice and trustworthy, but they weren't. And again, she was gullible. She was very easy to manipulate. She was very she viewed surface level mask as real mask, and so she trusted them because that's how they presented themselves to her. And again, she was a child. Um, the pictures that they have of her, she died at 27, and pictures that they have of her, you wouldn't have thought that was a child. She looks like a grown woman in those portraits. But I got triggered at the thought of you. I feel like that's exactly what happens. It's like, girl, what about your parents? Sarah, your parents. I'm sharing the song Bloody Mary by Lady Gaga. I don't know why. Sarah, what about your parents? Like, how did they feel about this? Clarify the high priestess. And clarify the soul. Can't clarify the tower. Can't clarify the earth. Okay, her mother. There's very much so some heartbreak when it comes to her mother, but when it comes to her dad, I don't see a father figure here. Or maybe there is one, but he wasn't that concerned about her disappearance. because the Hierophant can be looked at as a father figure, but he wasn't that concerned. Her mother was the one that was in shambles. Her mother knew what happened to her, but she couldn't do anything about it. At least that's what her mother felt. She couldn't do anything about it. There was a lot of stress. There was a lot of anxiety. There was a lot of depression. It was just very, very much so, very much. I feel like she's the feelings that her mother was feeling during her disappearance is what is the same, amount of grief equivalent to how Sarah is feeling now about this whole situation. It's like it's almost as if her and her mother switched, feelings. Now that Sarah has passed, it's weird. Her mother raised hell about her disappearance, rightfully so. But she couldn't do anything about it. She's showing up as the Seven of Wands, someone that is, kind of defending boundaries against this tower moment, which is the disappearance of her daughter. And I feel like this is a racial thing. During the time, this is a racial thing, yes, and she couldn't do anything about it. The uh her mother thought she was like being sold for labor. That's what she was told. She didn't think that Sarah was being, prostituted. That didn't cross her mind. She just thought she was under the impression that her daughter was being sold for labor, and that right there, I guess that's why she's showing up as the Seven of Wands. That's past the Five of Wands, which talks about conflict. But I honestly feel like there may have been something physical going on regarding this tower moment, and that was the disappearance. And then there's this father figure here, excuse me, or there's this male figure here that's showing up facing this way of the feelings of her mother. Her mother's feelings are on either side of this spread. But in the middle here, there's the disappearance, the Tower card, and the Seven of Wands. And then there's this father figure here, or this person that's kind of rationalizing the daughter's disappearance, Sarah's disappearance. And so they're trying to convince, and since this side, this rationalization, and the mother's feelings of the situation is facing this side, it's almost as if they were kind of telling her, like, well, she's gone. There's nothing you could do about it. Whoever this person is, it may have been the father, there's someone here that tried to convince this mother to let go. But because this is facing this way, there's the worry, there's the pain in this three of swords right here. She couldn't let go. And she tried to do something about it, but she couldn't. I'm sorry, Sarah. Sarah is she's very soft spoken, very meek. Understood. She's a child, but she was a child, very young when she died, and very younger when this happened to her. Very soft spoken. She's very meek. She has a very soft voice. Telling you, I feel like she was a water sign, or at least a Pisces, somewhere in her chart, somewhere prominent. Maybe a Pisces rising. I don't know. Maybe a Pisces moon or a Pisces sun. I have no clue. Thank you. What zodiac sign are you, Sarah? Sarah Baartman. What zodiac sign are you? The Strength card. Okay, so she's a Leo. Because we have a very blatant Leo right here. And then we have Sagittarius. Okay, so she was a fire sign. For sure. Her sun sign. Then we have Ten of Pentacles. Let's see. Earth sign is considered a yin energy, which is feminine energy. And fire sign is considered yang. Hold on, because I think I'm getting it wrong. Yeah, earth signs are considered yin energy, whereas fire signs are considered yang energy. Yin energy is feminine energy, and yang energy is masculine energy. So let me see if I can get time frame. But I honestly feel like Sarah. All right, so the Ten of Pentacles is September 12th to September 22nd. She could have been a Virgo too. She could have been born in the winter. She could have been born in the springtime as well. But I feel like she operated out of yin energy, especially when it came to this situation. But again, I could be wrong because she was a child when this happened to her. So the energy surrounding her when she was going to Europe, I honestly feel like she was thinking about her family. Her family was thinking about her. She didn't know any better. Her captors came off as someone that she could trust, and that was a lie. But yeah, that's the energy. And I hope you could forgive me. This is 2 times that this card came out. This could be her captures coming through. I don't know. That was my next question. That's crazy. How did her family feel about her disappearance? I'll just pull 3 cards for that. I already told you her mom was concerned, but there was someone rationalizing her disappearance. Her mom knew something else was happening. Her mom knew that. But they're like, oh, she just got sold, or somehow her mom knew something else was happening. How does their parents feel about her disappearance? Her mom, I think they were being watched. Her mom was very intuitive too. Her mom was very much so. Honestly, I could be picking up her mom may have been the Pisces, to be honest with you, because Sarah says she's a fire sign, either a Sagittarius or a Leo. But I feel like her mom could have been the Pisces energy, and I think her mom was very intuitive. Her mom was very observant. nothing could really get past her. Um, and I feel like they were being watched before Sarah got captured. And that's how her mom knew, like, something else was going on. It could have been like a buyer situation, like some white people came to shop for, or they could have actually been free as a tribe, as a South African tribe. They could have actually been free, and that made them even being watched more suspicious. Her mom picked something up prior to this happening when it came to the Europeans and when it came to their tribe. I feel like they're yeah, I'm getting a sense, like I feel like they're being watched. Anyways, I'm still learning how to love myself. No one is ever going to replace how I feel about you. I love you more than I will ever let on. So, like I said before, there's this energy here. Someone was rationalizing her disappearance. And then right here, they're trying to, this is very manipulating. I feel like it's masculine energy. They were trying to, convince the mother, like, it's not a big deal. Like, you're making a big deal out of nothing. People get sold all the time. Just let it go. But her mom held on to this. It made her hold on even more. And she's never gotten over the disappearance of her daughter. And when she found out that her daughter died, there is a sense of relief. Before, when I was channeling the message, when I was writing down the questions for Sarah, she did say there's a sense of relief when she passed. She feels better, but at the same time, she's still holding on to this because she feels like she didn't get justice. With that temperance card there, that could be an iterated statement as well. She wants justice, she wants balance when it comes to the situation, and I feel like she's actively working towards that in the afterlife. But her mom was told to let it go. She didn't want to. I dance with my hands. I keep channeling that song by Lady Gaga. Like Jesus said. Sarah, was any part of your story tainted all the way up until this point in time? Any part of your story? Like Jesus said. Was any part of your story tainted up until this point in time? Yes. Yes, that's an outright yes. What was it? See? What'd I tell you? Her family was being watched. And then I tell you there was manipulative energy. I honestly feel like it's almost as if they watched their family, they watched their vulnerabilities, they found out what they needed, like as far as resources and stuff. And they captured her and they said, if you do this, we'll take care of your family. Or if you do this, we'll give you this, this, and that because we know you need it. Sarah. They preyed on her vulnerabilities, you guys. She was a very vulnerable person. Again, but her family didn't think something like this would happen to her. Like, I don't think they did. So therefore, they didn't emotionally equip her to handle situations like this, or to not trust so easily. I gotta look up the name of that song by Lady Gaga. I mean, the meaning of the song by Lady Gaga, because I keep hearing it. And that song don't just pop up in my head randomly, child. Sarah, you like Lady Gaga? She said no. All right. What was it? What was Tainted about your story? Okay. So how she was captured is tainted about her story. And I felt this earlier, but I didn't want to speak too soon. I honestly felt like she may have been in love with one of her captures, or at least her capture kind of made her feel special. Then they sold her. I feel like there was a love situation. Hold on, can you clarify the lovers, sweetheart? Okay. Yes. Yep. There's a man here. One of her captures made her feel special, and then did whatever had his way with her, as far as where she was gonna go. This feels like a pimp and a prostitute energy. And that's exactly what happened to her. She was prostituted, but this feels like very pimp and prostitute energy. He made her to feel like this star. I feel like this is a karmic connection for her in this lifetime. A very karmic connection, a past life connection. And I feel like she was meant to encounter this individual right here in her lifetime. He made her feel like the star. He made her feel like, this is your show, babe. You do what you want, but he was really the one in control. And you see, this is playing out where, because the devil card fell out first. It started as this, and then it ended up like this. You see? He manipulated this girl. I know I keep repeating myself, but this is honestly what it feels like. Pimp and prostitute energy. I feel like there's more. And she's saying again, I was gullible. I was easily influenced. I was easier to manipulate. She's calling herself a fool. She said, I'm a fool. There's also energy here where it's like they're kind of, I haven't read everything off of Wikipedia, but it's like her story, they're kind of shifting the blame to her. Or maybe they did tell the public that there was a love relationship going on with one of her captures, but they're still making it to be her fault. They're still making it out to be her fault. Making it seem like it's her fault. But see, she's very sensitive. And like I'm saying, it's like she said, yes, I was willing to go. But people are failing to realize, have they ever said what her age was when she got captured? She's like, they're failing to realize that I was young and that I didn't know any better. And I feel like that's where the shame is coming from. They're making it seem like it's her fault, and her spirit feels that. But also, there's a sorrow here because there's really no justice in this situation. And so because her spirit is not, being recognized as a victim, she spiritually feels that, you guys. That's kind of why she's not able to let go, because there's no karmic justice being served in this situation. And so maybe she has to reincarnate, maybe she already did, because there is a possibility to channel remnants of someone's past life, even if they reincarnated back into the earth. Um, Maybe she reincarnated and tried to, to learn this lesson, to have a more external exterior and to seek justice. Maybe when she reincarnates, she'll be an activist or something regarding this. Her I feel like her next soul mission, or her current soul mission in a lifetime she's currently living, is to get karmic justice. You know what I'm saying? I'm so sorry, Sarah. Even all the way down to her portraits and how her culture is appropriated to where, because we know most of those portraits that are painted and drawn of her, she's naked completely. Her butt is humongous, and she is just portrayed in this light that it's like it's her fault. Like, look at how she's looking. It's her fault. And her spirit feels that. It's like, even though, she can't control what people think or how they perceive her in her story, but it's like she feels that. And it's very, very, very painful. And she's saying people are failing to realize that I was taken advantage of. Sarah, what do you think? Oh, shit. Sorry. What do you think of the image of Black women as of today, like sexualizing themselves? How do you feel about mainstream women overly sexualizing themselves? Let me see if I... How do you feel about Black women today over sexualizing themselves? If I may ask. How do you feel about Black women today over sexualizing themselves? Here's your cups. Alrighty. You know what? All these cups here, I honestly feel like she was a water sign, or like maybe a water sign moon, or a water sign rising. Somewhere in her big three, she was a water sign. I feel like I could be wrong though, but I honestly feel like that. Alrighty. Interesting how these cards fill out. Then we have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we have the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Tower card. Alrighty, so she's saying that she's pointing out the surface level of benefits of what they're doing as far as overly sexualizing themselves. She's saying that sometimes it's a personal reason, and also it's for money, is what she's saying. And she's saying she's hand selecting, kind of in a way, specific Black women who sexualize themselves. Some of them are hoping to find a husband, to find a life like partner. Their mind is so misconstrued that they think that over sexualizing themselves will... She's saying it's a curse. She's saying some of them are dealing with generational curses. She's saying she thinks that over sexualizing themselves will get them a male. She's saying some of it is for money and some of it is because they want to do it. And that's the environment that they grew up in, so it came naturally to them. And so she's sharing compassion towards some of these. She's sharing compassion towards some of these women because she understands. There's a level here of understanding, and the Page of Cups here is a child. I can the Ten of Wands. I mean the Ten of Swords. I'll leave that out. Can you clarify the Page of Cups? Oh. Okay. Yeah. She's saying some of them don't know any better either, and it's the celebrities. We're talking about celebrities, honestly. And we could be talking about the collective energy of everyone else too. I wasn't really specific, to be honest with you, when it came to what does she think about black women overly sexualizing themselves. But I feel like she's gathering energy of the whole collective, both famous and not famous. Um, she's saying some of them don't know any better either. And she's saying, and I'm being drawn to Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion doesn't realize that she's the embodiment of Sarah's story. Literally, Sarah was trafficked all the way to Europe. Why is Megan Thee Stallion in her covers for her world tour consist of her ass being out? She's saying that people don't know their history. Literally, the embodiment of Sarah, and it's very ironic that Megan Thee Stallion is doing a tour in only the U.S. and the Europe. With in the cover of her tour is her ass being out everywhere. You can't look at not one cover of Megan Thee Stallion without her ass being out on that when advertising her hot girl tour. She's saying that they don't know any better. She's saying that there's history behind all of this, and that some of them are being used to push agendas. Some of them feel like if they over sexualize themselves, that they give it up soon, they will be able to keep a man. Some of them do it for money, and some of them do it because it just comes naturally to them. Some of them are naturally erotic, and it makes them happy. But she's sharing compassion towards everyone, even the ones that don't know any better, because she's saying, I do know any better. And she's saying, but it's eventually, there's no stability in over sexualizing yourself, is what she's saying. It's eventually eventually going to become an ending to whatever relationship you think you're going to keep from sexualizing yourself, to generational curses. You know, she's on your side when it comes to people suffering from generational curses. You know, it's everything is going to come to an end at some point. And some of these people are building sexuality off of a unstable foundation. There's no stability here. Some of them are doing it for attention. I'm being drawn to the OnlyFans girls, the sex workers. There's no solid stability. First of all, don't get me wrong, there's always going to be hoes. Even 1,000 years from now, there's always going to be hoes. Always. That's one thing that stayed consistent, even in the biblical days. There's always going to be hoes. But she's saying that the foundation is never solid for a multitude of reasons. One, you get scrutinized. Two, you know, you are held to this certain reputation, and that can be damaging for some people. You know, she really preaching today, y'all. She really is. And I gotta give her big ones. But that's how she feels, you know? She feels many ways about it. Very, very diplomatic. I wouldn't be surprised if she was a Libra somewhere in her chart. Maybe the midhaven. I wouldn't be surprised, okay? And I don't know her birth date. I'm gonna try and look, but I don't think it's documented. But she's giving me very much so Piscean, and I think this is Pisces energy. She says she's a fire sign, okay? But she's giving me very much Piscean, Libra energy. Very, very, very sensitive, very meek, very compassionate, very caring. No, these kind of remind me of the pyramids. These these things right here. Hold on, let me point. I don't know. Weird. Alrighty. All right, final question, girl. We gonna end it off with a bang. I'm sorry. Um, how do you feel about your body being put in a museum, basically treating you as taxidermy? Yeah. They done taxidermy on your body. I'd fuck them up for you. Just point to who it was. I'm joking. No, but really, I would. I'd fuck them up for you. How do you feel about putting your body on display in a museum in Europe? Okay. Sarah, are you saying that wasn't actually your body? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Sarah. Because maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here. Y'all, the Seven of Swords came out. That's literally lying, cheating, deceit. Hold on. Hold on, Sarah. Wait a minute. There's the death here. There's her death. But, okay, hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute, Miss Girl. Let's clarify these for a second. Hold on. The Moon card also talks about secrets, deceit, the subconscious, etc., etc. Hold on a minute. And there's the Pisces. This is the Pisces card. I honestly feel like she was a Pisces. Somewhere in her big three. Hold on a minute. Can you clarify the King of Pentacles, please? They definitely made money off of this whole thing. I honestly feel like it was for money. If that actually was not her body, they did it. They put a copy in display for money. Hold on. Can you clarify the Hanged Man? But even if it was her body, it's still the same. It was for money. Can you clarify the Hanged Man? You guys. Whoa. Wait a minute. Can you clarify the move? Okay, just flip in reverse. Can you clarify the Six of Swords? Seven of Wands. Can you clarify the Ace of Cups? Sarah, so you mean to tell me they were working on a copy of your body while you were alive? Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Hold on. Can you perfect the Seven of Swords? Y'all. Sarah, please give me a clear answer. Because I do not want to tell these people the wrong thing. You see all these cards I pulled? I'm invested. Like, I need to know. Sarah, I need you to give me a yes or no clear answer, okay? And then after that, according to what I'm seeing, because I'm going to tell y'all what I'm seeing in all this right here. But so I could properly break it down. Sarah, Was that actually your body in the museum? Was that your real body in the museum? Okay, it was. She keeps showing me this devil card. Okay. Okay, it was. All right, this is what I'm saying. So, the King of Pentacles here, clarified by the King of Cups. That's the person. That's her pimp. Okay. I hope I'm not being disrespectful by saying that, but to make this reading easier to follow, I'm gonna refer to him as her pimp. Okay. This is the person that manipulated her, etc., etc. Wore this mask. Okay, and sometimes, occasionally, would take it off when she refused to do something that she didn't want to, that he wanted her to do. All right. And then the Hanged Man, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. There was something here that was discussed. Something here that was, kind of on the fence. It's almost as if this feels like persuasion, kind of persuading her about something. And it's in reference to her body, because I asked, how do you feel about your body in the museum? There was a persuasion going on here. And I feel like it was before she died. Now, the Moon card and the Three of Pentacles. There was something being discussed behind her back. You get what I'm saying? Because Three of Pentacles is in the reverse. I don't read reversals. This flipped it out of my hand in reverse on its own. I feel like there was something deceitful going on when it came to her body. All right? That's why I'm saying, like, was that actually your body? But she's saying it was. The Ace of Wands. She's saying it was. The Six of Cups. But I honestly feel like there was okay. Oh, thank you. There was an exchange going on. Her body was not in this man's possession. Her pimp, her body was not in his possession. I feel like he had to ask around to get it. He pulled some strings. But he finally got it, and he made money off it. This is a motherfucking seedy ass motherfucker. Hold on. Does he regret what he did? My love for you will never change. So weird. So fucking weird. Weird ass motherfucker. What's this motherfucker's name? I think I read about him. Whoever this could possibly be, this King of Pentacles and this King of Cups. Weird ass motherfucker. Hold on. It says, everything reminds me of you. I love you more than I will ever let on, and my love for you will never change. No. He doesn't regret. And again, even though the King of Cups, I call this my mask card, people who wear masks, to like, kind of like a wolf in disguise. He knew exactly what he did. He knew why he did it. And I don't think he cares. There's a level here of, I know exactly what I did and I don't care. That's what that feels like. And so I don't think he regrets what he did. But I feel like when he passed on, he realized the pain and the trauma that he put onto this girl. Does he feel bad about that? Yes. But what he did in his lifetime, no, he doesn't feel bad about it. It honestly feels like, well, everybody else is doing it. Ugh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so I don't think her body was in his possession though, and he asked around to get it and to make money off of it. But again, there's still some deceit going on here when it comes to her body. She's more so showing me like what happened as to why this came about instead of how does she feel about it. That's how she feels. I feel like when she passed on, she observed this happening, the asking around for the body, trying to get it, trying to, capitalize off of it. And the reason why it took them so long to remove her body was because it was earning the money. That's what it fucking boils down to, is money. And they didn't care. Girl, they didn't care. And there was people fighting. When I tell you, fighting. Overseas people that were not natives in Europe, fighting to get this woman's body out of the museum. And they were not having it. They were fucking fighting, y'all. These are 2 fighting cards. And there's a receipt. No, we're not going to do it because it earns us money. They don't care. They didn't care that they literally caused a fucking... What is that movie? When he was fucking wearing their faces? Was it Jason? Was it... I don't know. They made some movie about this, y'all. It's like the eeriness of it all. When they had literally a woman who once lives body stuffed in a museum for display. You know how... When you say that shit out loud, do you know how creepy that is? They didn't give a fuck. There was people fighting to get this woman's body out the museum because they understood how creepy and eerie and scary that is. Inhumane of someone to do something like that. Sarah, thank you so much for sharing your energy, for exchanging your energy to me and my viewers. All right, please go back to where you came from. Thank you. No more spirits. In Jesus' name, amen.